Hello, welcome to this video. In this video, we are going to talk about how to reduce exam stress and anxiety. Now, exams can be a very stressful thing, so learn how to deal with the pressure. We have no other choice. Pressure is something that we have to deal with, whether we are students or whether we are working adults. So it is better that if you're a student, you learn to build up the resilience to deal with the pressure, so that when you go out into the working world, you know what to do and you know how to cope with the stress. Okay, the first tip that I have for you here is to set realistic expectations for yourself. Now, sometimes I understand that not all students get to set expectations for themselves. Some of them have to deal with parents' expectations. So if your parents or yourself have overly ambitious expectations of your results, you are going to put unnecessary pressure on yourself. So sit down and think about the goals that you want to set for yourself. So if you have been failing a subject for a very long time, or have been getting borderline passes, it will be unrealistic if you have to set a result, a distinction as a goal, right? That would be unrealistic. Now, what if your parents have unrealistic expectations of you? What do you do then? Well, I guess you do have to respect their expectations. So do find a time to sit down and have a chat with them, and then and try to work things out. Okay, the next tip I have for you is learn to study consistently. Do not wait until the last minute. As the saying goes, right? Burn the midnight oil. So burn the midnight oil is this strategy or approach is used by students who are usually not paying attention in class, or they have not been doing their homework. And then when the exam arrives, they realize that they have this whole chunk of work that's waiting for them to go and revise. So as a result, that puts additional pressure on them. So they find that exams are very stressful. But if you study consistently and you do your revision and you do your work and you understand all the different topics, exams should not put on that much unhealthy pressure on you. Alright, so learn to study consistently. And then the next tip is to try and reduce as many distractions as possible. I know that students, you have a lot of time on your hands. Now, sometimes when you put the time aside for study purposes, that do not actualize all the time. So you may have your books in front of you on the table, right? But then suddenly your handphone rings or vibrates, and then somebody is messaging you, and then you have to reply to your WhatsApp messages. And how about a friend who calls you in the middle of a study period and then asks you, hey, how about we hang out at the shopping mall later? Right? And then you cut your revision short, and then you just go out with your friends. So these are all unnecessary distractions that may affect your studies. Don't just reduce distractions during the exam revision period, right? This should be a form of discipline that is habitual. So as long as you allocate that time slot for studying, then make sure that you really sit down, put aside all the distractions, your video games, your handphones, your music players, right? Make sure that your desk is uncluttered and really focus on studying. Okay? And that brings us to the next tip. So if you really study well, okay, you understand the topics well, and when it's time to stop, please stop, go out, rest and play, right? When it's time to rest, rest. When it's time to play, play, right? You don't work 24 hours a day, and then that is a very unhealthy way of working. So you work and work and work and put on so much stress on yourself, eventually your health starts to suffer. Because your health starts to suffer, it affects your concentration and your ability to revise for your exams. So this ties in with the previous point that I have, which is to study consistently. If you study consistently, you will have time for rest and play during exams. Alright? So during exams, as long as you have completed your revision, okay, please join your family to go out, have a nice meal, go catch a movie. A relaxed mind helps you to concentrate better, and as a result, you can come back fresh the next day and be able to revise more. And the final tip I have for you in this video is Learn to beat peer pressure, right? This is pressure that is coming not from yourself, not from your parents, but they come from the people around you, your friends, right? This happens when we start to compare goals and compare results. So your friend may come to you and say, hey, what do you think you'll get for the exam, for this, coming year end? And then that's where the discussion starts. And then you sometimes when you start to compare results, you find that your results does not really compare to some of your peers. And that puts a lot of pressure on you, right? Now try not to do so much comparison. Okay, when the exam is over, it's over. Do not spend time discussing about it. Okay, do not spend time talking about who got the right answer, who got the wrong answers. Right, exam is over. Give yourself some time to rest and relax before you revise for the next subject. Right, I hope you find some of these tips to be useful to you. Try to release some of that stress and anxiety. As I have said, it helps you to focus better, concentrate better, and good luck for your exams. Thanks for listening into this video, and do remember to subscribe. And if you have any questions or feedback, please leave them down in the comment section below. I do read them. Alright, thanks, bye.